This is a raw update video on the McJuggernuggets movie. The movie is canceled. That's what I thought when I realized that Rigid Studios would be the production company managing this entire film. The video of Paul and I announcing that this would be our own production, that was around 5 weeks ago. And the difference between now and then is astronomical. When I realized that I would not be able to rely on this production company, to be honest, I was petrified. I almost was like, you know what? Screw this. We're not making this film anymore because I don't think I am capable of managing the entire production. I was worried that if I was the one managing it from a producer angle, that I wouldn't be able to focus on the creative and really telling the story right, and that it might end up like a lot of the stuff that I've done on YouTube my whole life. Which, to be honest, now 5 weeks later, I realized was me doing myself such a serious disservice. Talk about selling myself short. I wanted to do this sit-down video, very raw for you guys, to kind of let you in on this pre-production process and to let you guys know the movie's not canceled. Rigid Studios is running this, and it's going to be fantastic. And I can actually confidently say that because now all the Hollywood magic, all the behind-the-scenes inner workings is not a fantasy anymore. It's not magic. It's just reality. I just never thought I would be here. Like, it's almost 1 year later since I was turning 30 years old, sitting on the couch with my bum knee and feeling very sorry for myself. I feel like had I just decided to take the easy way out and say no more movie, I feel like that would have been me reverting back to who I was last year. I didn't know at that time that 2023 was going to consist of me deciding to do this feature, but the way things have worked out, that hey, we're going for it. And as scared as I am and as intimidated as I am, like my whole life's led up to this moment, all my work on YouTube, there was a lot of times that I didn't think that this would be achievable or that I would just get so complacent and comfortable on YouTube that I would never push myself further. And talk about fork in the road. When I realized this was a Rigid Studios thing, I wanted to run for the door. To be honest, it would have been very easy for me to do that. I would be saving a lot of money, time, effort, stress. But I knew in my soul that I would be seriously letting myself and all of you and my friends and family down because I know you guys see what I'm capable of. And it's that belief, that confidence you have in me that has kept me going this whole way. And I can't thank you guys enough for cheering the movie on and maintaining that accountability. That's a huge reason why I showed you guys the script back in like March and April and said I was doing a movie, because I really need to hold myself to this. Anyway, what do you say we talk about what has happened in the last 5 weeks? Well, we are officially fully crewed up for this film. In total, we're gonna have around a 10-person crew. I've already gotten into contact with all of the A-team, and that crew is consisting of me as the director and star of the movie, which if you guys have not been following me on Twitter, or all the Roman Atwood podcasts, I announced that very dramatically. And I'll also be kind of functioning as producer as well. We'll also have Paul, who's going to be functioning as kind of my eyes and ears on set, kind of like another producer hat. He'll be getting his hands dirty into anything and everything you can imagine. We also have a DP, cinematographer, which DP is director of photography. I'm trying to also like educate you guys in this process if you don't know how it works. We're going to have a B-cam. We're going to have a grip and gaffer, which I'm not making this up. I genuinely was like, what the is that? It's just like the lighting electric like guru. They can do a lot of different things on set, but like there's a light standing right here next to me, so they would be setting that up and trying to make things look pretty. We'll also have 2 assistant cameras. So what's crazy and different from like YouTube is we'll have people like pulling focus. It's not as simple as just like, you know, everything's on auto, which is what we usually do. But these cameras are also like 15, 20 pounds. Once you start adding lenses and all this gear and equipment onto your rig, it starts to become a behemoth, and you need other people to assist with like lens transfers or just even holding and operating the camera or like pulling focus. There's a lot of different moving pieces and elements that you do need extra people on set to help with that process. We'll also have a sound guy, you know, the guy with the boom mic, the pole, you know, even studing up with lavalier mics such as this. We're also going to have a few production assistants, which will just be helping with anything and everything from driving people to and fro to food, you know, making sure everybody's fed, doing just little odd jobs like, hey, could you move that here, put this here, could you tell so-and-so we got to do this by this time, like kind of like gophers really. Which I'm excited to announce that Dominic Maisto, what's up dude, will be flying up or driving up to Jersey and will be joining us for the entire movie production. Now, I genuinely consider telling you guys kind of who's going to be on the team. I feel like it's too premature for that. I don't know if they want that out there, but I wanted to reassure you guys, we have a really awesome crew. A lot of these guys have worked on traditional TV shows, some shows that I've been a fan of. Done a lot of commercial work, like you name it. They've done a lot of stuff in the industry. If anything, they barely even know what YouTube is. And guys, this really is the A-team. I'm very excited about this. So not only do we have the 10-person crew, but I'm super excited to announce that we'll be shooting on the Arri Alexa Mini LF. And we're gonna have 2 of these bad boys. These are top grade cinema cameras. Like, this is what all the Hollywood movies are shot on. Most of them are Arri cameras. Although it's not the top of the line, but because it's the Arri sensor, the Arri brand, the color scheme is generally the same, the color science. And we're also going to be shooting on anamorphic lenses, which some examples of movies shot in anamorphic would be La La Land, Pulp Fiction, There Will Be Blood, Moonlight. Beautiful, beautiful cinematic films were shot with these anamorphic lenses, and what they do, it's like, it just kind of like is a stretch, a slight distortion with the lens. It's more oval than circular. So it just creates this cool effect. Like the background, like the depth of field is a lot more dramatic. You get a wider frame. And to me, it just makes everything look beautiful. It's a bit more pricey, but I think it'll pay off. So that's right, guys. We're upgrading from just the DSLR that you guys are used to watching me on here with the Arri Alexa Mini LFs. And I can even show you just like how many movies are shot with these cameras that go on to say even win festivals or win awards. And to know, so not only are we using some of the best camera equipment, but also cool lenses and also a 10-person team. So like, we're doing it. Also, we're able to shoot for a full month. When I was going to work with the production company, we were only gonna get like 18 days to shoot this movie for my $500K budget. The way everything's working out right now, I'm gonna get to shoot this movie for around 30 to potentially even 40 days and have higher end cameras, a larger crew, retain full creative freedom, control of everything. I don't have to run through some other company, but it's all within budget. So it's like, I really would have gotten bamboozled. Whereas before I was like unsure if it was the right decision to go solo. And like now that I'm in it, I'm like, thank you, Jesse. I would have been shortchanging myself every step of the way. We would have went way over budget. I would have been giving these guys so much money. And now I've been able to communicate with all the crew members and all these other people that I vetted, like independently, and now I have these relationships which we can, you know, potentially use for future movies. The amount that I've learned now, like I am a bona fide producer. I could produce a film now and put all the moving pieces together. Like, it's absolutely insane. But yeah, the biggest saving grace is the fact that I will be able to shoot this movie with the amount of days that I want, and if I want to add more, I don't have to run that past anyone. It's just me. The way the budget shakes down now is out of the $500,000, it looks like by the time the movie's completely finished, pre-production, post, everything, I'll be coming in right around $500,000 even. It's possible it could be even less than that by 50,000, or it could be slightly over by 50,000. But I'm extremely confident this film will be done and submitted to festivals with like a 50K buffer, which is like crazy to me. It's also crazy to me that this is the most money I've ever invested into a singular like film project ever. If you have not watched the videos on this channel where I talk about the budget of the Psycho series or the budget of My Virtual Escape, both of those were maybe barely 6 figures, and so this is like 5x that. Granted, I put a lot of money into Storyfire, but that was like a startup tech company, so it's a little bit different of an animal. This is just one film project. So although I'm feeling so much more confident, it's still scary as hell to me to know I'm putting $500,000 into one film. Like, I could go buy a house or just invest that into the markets and just like guarantee that I could retire. But guys, that's why this is like a big leap. I've always been very risky. I literally have a blackjack table in my basement. Let's go for the gamble. But to me, it's not as big of a gamble because I know that I can pull this off. Like, I feel like it's maybe like, it's like an 80% probability this will succeed well. There's a 20% chance that it maybe doesn't, but I'm trying to, you know, go with the higher probability here. I'm stacking my bets. I think the odds are in my favor. When it comes to post-production, I think we really have a great editor, very experienced in the industry. It's not going to be like Dom or me and Paul like editing this thing, although we did talk about it for a time. It's like, no, dude, we can't have the MVE gunshots Edited by me on here. I mean, it was great for what it was, let's be honest. But and then the most exciting part about this is like post we're way early on that, but I'm trying to really dot my I's and cross my T's, and I talked with 3 different composers. I'm very happy with all of them. I'm very passionate about the soundtrack. I mean, you guys know with My Virtual Escape, literally we produced a whole like 20-song album that was custom made for that series. And this is my chance to finally have like the real deal soundtrack with a real composer. And guys, I wish I could share with you what's been going on. I wish I could share it. It's just still early, but I'm talking a dream. Like a literal dream composer. All 3 of them really. Little kid, like I just can't even describe like what has happened. Like there's crazy BTS that I'll show you at some point that is like, I just can't, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Even after all these years, I still get surprised some days of like, they're like, what? But we have someone pretty much locked down for the full soundtrack with the potential for some other composers to maybe come in and do some tracks. I am sparing no expense on the sound and the music. At the time of this video, we're literally around like 45 days away from actually starting production and filming on the movie. So where we're at right now, the whole crew is hired and I'm getting contracts ready. Everyone's gonna get signed in. On the post side, all that's moving very well. And we're actually mid-casting right now. We're looking for like 1 or 2 different leads aside from myself. We do have some people locked in for that, and I shared on Twitter that there's gonna be a lot of great cameos in this movie of family members and friends from Ridgway Studios that you've seen on the YouTube channel over all these years. And there will be a lot of Easter eggs in this film for fans of all the series that we've done. But we're actually mid-casting process right now. If you guys are in the Jersey, PA area and you want to be in this movie, DM me or tweet at me. Just make sure you include a picture of yourself or a few pictures so I can see if you kind of fit the look that we're going for. There will be an opportunity at one point in the movie that may require a handful of extras or like people in the background. So we're planning on shooting mid-end September all through October and maybe ending in early November. So yeah, if you're around, let's go. Let's make it happen. Get in touch. I just think it'd be cool to give back to all of you guys after all this time. It would be probably a dream for you guys to get to like come and be in the movie, and it just would be awesome to, like I said, give back to you guys that have supported me all this way. It's like if we're doing a movie, we're doing it together, you know? So yeah, we're midway through casting. So the next 5 weeks, that's what it's going to be consisting of, is us just finalizing the casting, getting everyone contracted, and Paul and I are working on locking down different locations, and we're also breaking down the script, making some last minute changes, as well as developing an entire shot list, just so that way when it is time to shoot this movie, we're not like, let's do this. No, we have everything slotted, time frames, we know who's going to be where and what, and that's the other part, is just going to be scheduling and getting hotels or flights or food. A lot of the logistical stuff we're, going to be saving. That'll be the last step. Yeah, I'm starting to get very nervous, excited, like stressed. I mean, it's been stressful. I mean, pretty much solo. I mean, the Paul has helped tremendously as well, but it has been a lot on my shoulders in every stretch of the imagination. And that's what brings me to this point, guys. Sorry for breaking my streak. I did a video every week like I promised for this whole year. That's a huge difference going from 2021, 2022, like the last few years, there has been inconsistencies, but I was consistent all this year. It's just this movie, man. And that brings me to this announcement, which I'm not happy about this one, as I hate letting you guys down, and I feel like it's letting myself down a little bit. The behind the scenes series, it's not going to be what I originally had intended. I realized that a lot of my problem is like why quality has suffered is I'm distracted. I'm doing too many different things. And if I'm working on this behind the scenes series simultaneous to the movie, I think both will end up being half to a certain extent. And so although we will be still filming some behind the scenes and we'll be getting some pictures and stuff and getting little parts of the process, I want 100% focus on this movie. I got one shot at this to make an impression on the industry. This is a reputational thing. I need to make sure it's absolutely perfect, and just to have one less major distraction would be hugely beneficial. And also that includes Paul. Paul was originally supposed to shoot that, but Paul's going to be playing a larger part on the production of the film, which I think think is what he wants to do anyway. And so, you know, maybe Dom, when he comes up, will be shooting some stuff, but I just want to manage your guys' expectations. I hope you understand that the movie comes first. Once we're done shooting, I'll be more than happy and excited to tell you guys about how it went, similar to a video like this, with some B-roll and stuff cut into it. Which I did want to say this, and this is very premature, but I think after the movie's done, I think it would only be right that I make a triumphant return to the McJuggernuggets channel and get back to kind of some series creation. Seeing how long and slow this movie process is, although I think it'll be very rewarding, I do miss the instant gratification and quick turnaround of YouTube content, and I miss your guys' engagement and interaction. And I actually have some ideas that I'm excited about to experiment with on the YouTube channel. It's a little bit premature. It's possible that through the movie process, I'm like, ugh, I don't feel like doing anything. That might be the case. But it also might be the other way around, where I got used to grinding again for like 30 days straight, and then all of a sudden I'm like, yo, I'm itching to make some YouTube content. Subscribe. Get hyped for that. Yeah, I finally have some ideas that I feel like are worth jumping for. Because for a while I was like, I don't know, I felt like I was just like not fully passionate, running on fumes. And I think you can tell clearly with this movie, I'm ready to, my appetite's back. But I might get full from the movie. We'll see. So yeah, I hope this answers any questions or concerns you maybe had. I know I've been quiet for a little bit. Sadly, like I just said with the BTS stuff, you might expect some more silence from me in the future just because I'm going to be so focused. It's possible there might be a couple months of silence on here. I might pop a vlog off as it gets closer to production. I just don't know if I'll have the bandwidth for that. So patience, bear with me, which you guys have, but just know if I go off the grid for a little bit, you probably can guarantee that I'm just working on the film. And speaking of the film and the potential success of it, guys, I can't stress enough that, I don't know if you know, but the Screen Actors Guild and the Writers Guild for Hollywood, they've gone on strike, and it might last a while. And as much as it sucks to see, you know, all this great talent be mistreated, and I don't fully know the whole scope because I'm not in that industry. I'm a YouTuber, right? But I will say, talk about a blessing in disguise for me and the timing of this production, because I've been able to snatch up some really great talent and crew members because nothing's being filmed right now. And I think the universe has really opened up a door or a window for me of time and opportunity. Like, I gotta go, because I think when we submit this to festivals, there's not gonna be too much competition out there. Also, I think that applies itself to the streaming platforms looking for content. There's not gonna be much getting made, so I think my movie might stand out and get distribution quite easily. As long as it's like good enough, there's just less competition. Talk about saving grace. I'm like, hey, you know, I'll take the good blessings when they come, and let's go. Anything that can increase the likelihood of this being a success, I'm all here for it. So yeah, sorry to clickbait you guys. The movie's not canceled. If anything, it's very much on. And I may not see you until we're shooting the movie. I mean, unless, make sure you just follow me on all the socials, because I'll probably be posting little pictures and stuff of the process. Make sure you tune in for that. It's possible we could have one more blackjack stream or something on the McJuggernuggets channel, so stay tuned for that as well. And yeah, wish your boy luck, guys. This is it. We're doing the big thing. I love you guys. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. We're about to hit 75,000 subscribers. And yeah, maybe I'll see some of you guys on set. I love you, Joey's to death. And don't forget to keep it rigid. And what the is life? We're making a movie, dude. And I know it's like, I keep saying it, but like the more and closer we get, the more real it is. And I know I'm not telling you anything about the movie. I apologize, but trust me, I just want you to see the finished product. All right, I'm out of here. The composer, I gotta shut my lips, man.